Thanks for joining me once again with Lullaby Talks. I haven't done this in a while, but I'm back because I have a very special guest. This is Ashley. Ashley, it's actually the one that got me through into the wellness and natural solutions, I can say. I've been wanting to start using oils and start looking into these natural solutions for a while now, but then it wasn't until I find her account and she made it look so easy that I actually went in and buy a few essential oils that I've been using daily. It's now just a thing. Like my kids say, like, "Oh, you have an oil for that," and I just have like five. So I'm thinking when I have more, like 10, because there are thousands, and you're gonna learn a lot from her. I'm gonna use them for everything. It's so fun. So Ashley, hello, thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I am honored to be here and I love talking about sleep. It's one of my favorite things. So I love what you do, Veronica. It's so, so important. I am a mom of three. I am not in the baby stage anymore, but definitely went through that and remember it well. I have an 18-year-old daughter who actually is in college, a
Wow.
16-year-old son, and then a son that's 12. I really got started with natural solutions because I've always been I love nature. I feel like it is always best to start with natural options. So our family kind of does like the 80-20 rule where we really, really try to stay healthy and choose natural options before other options. And most of the time that will fix everything that we do in our home. And so just about 10 years, I've been doing this 10 years. I have loved learning why they work. Like I recognized as a mom that they worked in my home. And so then I got super curious because I was super skeptical at first. I was like, oh, I don't know what these are. But then when they started working for us, I got super interested in the science, the chemistry, what it is that's happening. And so I've been doing this for 10 years. I love to come along moms and families and really just help them understand that they have a choice, and that there are products out there that actually work, that are natural, that you can try first in your home and empower you to just be the person that helps just bring wellness into your home. And it is the joy of my life. I love doing it.
Oh, I love that. And is there, I mean, you mentioned that you started like 10 years ago. Was there a certain thing that happened? Like you were using something and was not working, and then you say, like, I'm going to try natural. Like, is there one thing, one specific thing that happened that made you finally start using the natural solutions, or it was like a gradual thing?
Yeah, it was definitely gradual. But the one thing when you say that, I was like, I know exactly what it is. My son, Gray, was in kindergarten at the time. He's my middle son. And he had strep 4 times in a matter of 2 months. And my kids just kept getting like, they were sick all the time. And we were a very healthy family. I've always been very structured in our sleep. Getting outside is really important. Eating healthy is really important. And I was like, I feel like just something is missing. Why are my kids sick all the time? Granted, that's going to happen with kids. They're building their immune system. But I was looking for that extra thing. And like I said, I was super skeptical. I actually went to an oil class and I was like, this is never going to work. But we just started using one blend from doTERRA. That's the company that I work with. And it's On Guard, and it's a blend of oils that's really good for helping the immune system. And all I did for like the first 3 months was roll it down his spine and put it on the bottom of his feet. And we saw such a change in 1 year. So much so that our doctor was even like, why aren't you coming here anymore? I was like, you would not believe it. We started using oils. And he's like, that's great. So it was just that like initial thing that I was like, I want something else to support my family. Didn't think it was going to work. It was going to work. And that's what kind of piqued my interest and got me started.
Wow, I think a lots of moms are gonna relate to that. I feel you. I'm using that one because that's one that I order because the immune system and like preventing, it's like the main reason why I started also using them. But I feel like a lot of moms starting kindergarten or daycare, I'm gonna relate to this and wanna like,
Yeah.
I want that to do
Yeah.
that.
It's so
Amazing
easy. Like
story. Hmm.
what took us like seconds. Like literally, I remember he would be getting ready to go out the door. The spine is a really good place to put oils. So we just roll them. And a lot of times we're using rollers like this that are pre-diluted for safety. And so literally I would just roll it up and down his spine one time. He'd put his backpack on, we'd be done. At night, we'd put it on the bottom of his feet and talk about our day, and put his
Oh,
socks on his feet and he would go to sleep. So it just became a system in our house, and it stayed with us for 10 years, and we love it. So we definitely saw help in our immune system when that happened.
And besides, like what you mentioned about the immune system, what's the major impact you have noticed using these products on your kids or your family, like overall?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like not just on their immune system, but overall, because I know that you use them in different situations. So, what would be the major impact you have noticed or the major change?
I think the major changes were just healthier, not only physically, but emotionally. There's a lot of that happens when you smell the limbic system in the brain. It creates pathways. And I think we're healthier for those two things. Also, like a lot of times when you're using oils, especially with kids, and this is something that I didn't even realize until my kids brought it up. This was probably like 4 years into using oils. One of my kids said, "Mom, I love that we use oils because that's when you touch me." And I was like, that's such a like,
Sweet.
I was just doing it because I knew, but like hand massagers, foot massagers, when I'm putting them down their back, there is that healthy connection that's happening. And especially if you can match healthy connection with smelling, that smell is one of the most powerful senses that we have. So when you're connecting those two with kids, you just, I feel like you just win. So I think just overall, we became a healthier home and family, both physically and emotionally.
Oh, that's great. And now that you mentioned, and I think we talked about this before, like when I start using, and we're gonna talk about the sleep one with my daughter, she said the same thing, like, Mom, are you rubbing my feet today? And I think like sometimes when life gets so busy, we just get used to hug them and then they go like they hop in the bus or how was your day and hug and then we leave. And we miss that connection because life gets so busy. So those moments of just rubbing their feet or touching their spine or their here where that's so sweet. I love that. And as I mentioned, I my main reason why I contacted Ashley was because I wanted something to support my little one's sleep. My kids are like good sleepers. I'm a sleep coach and all, but I know that there are a lot of things that can support a healthy sleep, and I wanted to try oils. So I want you to tell us a little bit more about the products that can support sleep. I know about one because that's the one that I use. And can these be used for babies? Because my younger is 3 and I know he can. But starting at what age and how can we use these to support sleep?
For sure. Okay. So like I said, I love the topic of sleep. It's so important. And obviously we all want to sleep well. First of all, I'll talk about babies. doTERRA's oils are so safe. They're tested. They are the purest on the market. So when I'm talking about the oils I'm about to talk about, it's really important that you don't transfer what I'm saying to like going to buy your oils at Whole Foods because or TJ Maxx or any of those places because oils are not regulated. So anybody can put anything in an oil bottle and it can be synthetic, it can be a copy, it can like a lot of times there's actually none of the lavender plant. It's a copy of
Oh,
made in a lab. So doTERRA is a really important company to purchase from, and they're just a great company overall. They take safety and science very seriously. So the kind of products that you can use, so they are safe. doTERRA makes sure that they are safe for babies. You can actually use them on the day that they're born. It's like they are
wow.
so incredibly safe. Lots of moms love using them. A couple of products for like newborns that I would highlight. Lavender is one of the most gentle oils. And the way that you make sure that things are safe is the dilution. So when I say dilution, you can use like 1 drop of oil. So 1 drop of lavender in like a tablespoon of carrier oil. So a carrier oil are things like jojoba or fractionated coconut oil. There's a whole slew of them. I'll just say those two to begin with. Jojoba is really kind of the most gentlest and closest to our skin. Um, but you can put that and just put a little bit on the bottom of their feet. You can actually make a lavender sleep spray that you would just spray on the sheets, like the linens, so that
How
they
do you
can
do
like
that? Like the
recognize.
spray? Is it like it's
Yeah,
let's
you
say like 1 drop of the lavender and then a carrier oil?
for the spray, I use water, so you want to shake it
Okay.
every time. So basically, all you do is take like I would do like a 2 ounce bottle. I would use distilled water, add a little bit of salt because that's going to actually help the oil disperse in the water. And then like 1 to 3 drops of lavender, depending on how strong you want it to smell, and then just spray that on their sheets. I love doing that like at nap time, at bedtime, because they start, you're already creating pathways in the brain for them to recognize lavender is a calming oil. When I smell lavender, it's time for me to go to sleep. So they start recognizing that. So it becomes this part of their sleep routine. So that's really for babies. I mean, obviously you can use so many oils. That's the lovely thing. Like if you hate lavender, there are so many other oils that you could use that have calming constituents in them. One of my favorite blends is Serenity. I'll just show you. This is doTERRA's Restful Blend. So just think of it as like the sleep blend. It's a blend of great oils for sleep. And it comes in this bottle, so you can actually make a roller out of this, like I showed you, like when you're rolling it on the spine, just to make it easy. As a mom, I like to do things easy. My favorite new product they have, which is safe for all ages, is a Serenity stick. So this comes, it's, if you'll see it, and you can just literally like roll it on the wrist or the bottom of the feet.
Nice.
This is actually really good for toddler age because, 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, they like to do everything themselves. And so a lot of toddlers of my customers love to have this like in their bed, and they will roll it on themselves. So incredibly safe. So like I said, there's tons of oils that you can use. The other one I would want to highlight, especially for kids, is doTERRA has a kids line that's safely diluted for kids. I think there's 8 rollers in the line, but one of them is called Calmer. And that has a blend of really gentle oils for kids. You can just buy that one roller and you can just roll it on. So they have a couple different options. Those are some of my favorites.
Hey, that sounds, I love that thing, like the big roller, because
Oh,
I know
it's
it
so
can be
cute.
part of the routine. Like I always talk about having a routine chart. So you can like just print that and have it there. And it's like, it's roller time. And I bet that they will love to go and get the roller and open it and rub them on their feet. And then you can say something like, now let's rub it on mommy's feet and like, just make it fun. I'm definitely going to order
That's exactly.
it.
And that's exactly what we do. What's so funny is, you probably hate me for saying this, my 16-year-old, all my kids have this next to their beds. My 16-year-old still uses Serenity, loves it. The other thing I didn't mention is you can diffuse in your kids' room. That's another way, past a little bit when they're old. Like I diffuse for babies, but I would do like 1 drop in a diffuser. I didn't bring a diffuser, but I think you can see it back here.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that you can add to the routine that kids love. And they're super safe.
I always tell parents that, like as an adult, if you go to a spa and you're there, you have like the sounds and the smells, and you say like, oh, I want to stay here, I want to fall asleep. And sometimes you actually fall asleep while you're getting your facial or massage. And I always tell parents, like, try to recreate that. I mean, you're not going to do a spa, but it takes you 1 minute to do like 1 or 2 sprays or a few drops in the diffuser. And you create an atmosphere where your kid is going to go in and say, oh, I want to sleep, because it's so nice. Like it smells great and it's a little bit dark and it's just calm. I want to sleep instead. So instead of toddlers, instead of fighting the sleep and going to the rooms, I want to be there. It smells great. It's my mommy is touching my feet. So it's a great way of avoiding like meltdowns and tantrums and stalling bedtime. I love it. I love it. Okay, so if
and
you
that's something too about like this stick, I would say. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think we're breaking up just a little bit. I was going to say, this is something about the stick. I noticed like you saw me rub it on, and like I'm right now feeling super calm. So like you could just kind of feel it like a wave of calm over your body. So that's something too. You said tantrums and stuff, like you can pull this out in other times of the day where they just need that help of being calm again, because we all know how that goes.
Good idea. Like, let's go. Sometimes we use like the calming corner, so have it all have the roll there, and let's go to a calming corner, rub some lavender, take a few breaths, and keep going with our day. That's good. And even as adults, right? I love it that everything works for adults too. It's like we do the bedtime routine, but then you go to your room, and as you mentioned, like your 16-year-olds still use it. We go to a room and do the same thing, so we can get the best rest possible too. I love it. Okay, so if you could go back to the newborn or infant phase, besides the sleep products, what other products would you have like just in hand? Like, oh, I will definitely have this for colic or like tummy issues, I don't know, like which one can you tell me 3 or 4 that you will definitely have by your side with your newborn?
For sure. Um, First of all, I think I would have gotten them outside more, especially in the morning. I know you talk about this a lot, but it's super, like, especially for sleep, it's super important for them to just have that circadian rhythm with sunlight in your eyes. That would be one thing I would do different. But I think the other couple products I would think of, a lot of babies have tummy issues. And there is a really great in that kids line. I think I would look at the kids line because those are safely diluted. doTERRA has made them for the things that kids have problems with. There's one called Tamer, and that's for belly. And you can just literally roll it kind of like in a clockwise motion on their belly, and it really helps tame, especially if they're colicky and stuff. It just supports the digestive system in a really good way. I would definitely have Calmer, like I said. They have a blend. We talked about On Guard, but in the kids rollers, they actually have Stronger, and that is a kids safe um, for the immune system. It's a roller that's safe for the immune system. I would have those. And then I think my other one, they have one that's called Brave, and it's like the favorite smelling one out of all the kids blends. Like I
Right?
even
You
use it.
said.
Brave.
Okay.
And especially in the, I think that would be more like the toddler years, but like when they're learning independence and learning to do new things on their own, that's one that I see a lot of my toddlers navigate towards because it
Mhm.
smells, it's happy, it's orange, but it gives them that self-confidence. So like, again, we're working with their physical health and their emotional health when you're using oils. I could list a lot more, but I'll stop there.
Yeah, no, that's great. I didn't know that. I love the name. It's called Brave, like stronger and brave. That's really nice.
And they
Um,
come with like they come in the cutest little pack, and then they even give they obviously it's marketed toward kids, but like for the adults, even like when do I use this? What they come with a little kind of flip chart that kids can look at and know when to use them, like what situation. So it's really helpful.
that's really nice. Um, okay, and you already mentioned like besides going out more, as you mentioned, like exposing them a little bit more to sunlight. Now that you have these 10 years of experience, what would be your health and wellness advice for moms that are for new moms that are watching and listening to us?
For sure. Number one, it's such a hard stage, but
Yeah.
also it's such a joyous stage. And I love telling new moms, you're doing better than you think you are. We can be so hard on ourselves. You're doing better than you think you are. But I really think prioritizing your own health is going to be one of the best things that you do for your kids because it's very hard for us to show up in the ways that we want to show up if we're not healthy. So, I mean, overall, nutrition, you will hear me talk about that a lot. It is the number one thing to pay attention to. I know it's hard. I try to make it really simple. So if you're interested in that, like connect with me, but that's going to be key. I think, again, getting outside as much as possible is really important, especially in those first weeks and first months. Like we just need nature and to take a walk with the baby. That's going to be really helpful. I think the other things are like to pay attention to stress. It can be a stressful time. doTERRA has a ton of products that help with stress. The two I would highlight are Balance and Adaptive. Those are two oil blends. Balance is, I'm telling you, it is like the best smelling oil. It's like number one favorite among so many moms. And it just really helps that stress response and makes you feel calm. If we can show up for our kids in calm ways, that's going to benefit us, the kids, the whole family. And then the other one I'd highlight, I actually have it sitting on my desk. I use it all the time. This is Adaptive. And this is really good for helping lower cortisol levels in the body, which
I need the one.
helps
I'm
with stress.
writing it. I know that I'll have this video, but I'm literally writing everything down. I'm gonna place an
I love
order
it.
as soon as we hang up.
I love it.
That's really
That and then two, I think the last thing, doTERRA doesn't just have oils. We have a lot of different supplements. We're known for supplements. In fact, our number one selling product isn't even an oil. It's our lifelong vitality supplements, which are things like um, multivitamins, omegas, cellular health. So that kind of plays into part with that nutrition. A lot of times it's hard for us to get the nutrition we want to get from the food that we eat, especially as moms when we're busy and we're making food for everybody else. So that product comes along and helps you reach all of your vitamin and mineral and omega levels pretty pretty simply. So
Wow,
those would be
I
the
didn't
things I'd
know
highlight.
that. I didn't know. I mean, like when I was looking into your account, your Instagram, I know that you're like talking about some other products, and I realized like, isn't doTERRA just oils? But yeah, I
It's
discovered it was
so
even
much
like
more.
a skincare, right? Like skincare things.
Yes, they have
Didn't know that.
basically doTERRA, and I didn't get into this, but basically, if you're looking for clean options for like cleaning your house, all of your shampoo, skincare, anything that you would use personal care in your home, doTERRA has an option for that. Laundry care, like I could go on and on about how important it is for us to have clean products around our babies, but we'll stay with sleep for this one.
Totally. Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm gonna share all the links, especially about the ones that we discussed. But also Ashley has like a special promo for us. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
For sure. So I actually do a lot of one-on-one and teach classes a lot. So if you're interested in that, you can reach out to me. You will find me on Instagram. I would not say I'm an influencer by by any stretch, but
You
that's where I
are. You
love.
influenced me into buying them, so you are.
Oh, good. That's where I love to just share like what our life looks like, and just you just get me on that. So that's at this Instagram or Facebook. I do mostly things through Instagram, but at livelife.eo, and EO stands for essential oil. So you'll find me at livelife.eo, and you can connect with me there. I would love if you choose to purchase something and you've listened to this class, I'm going to give you a free sleep gift. So you can DM me, like you can even just DM me the word sleep, and I'll know that you were connected through this. Or you can introduce yourself and ask for my help, and I would just love to come alongside you and help you in any way that I can. I love helping people and kind of just helping you be your guide, and then helping resource you so that you can be the guide in your own home.
Oh, I love that. And I love that like I started thinking about, and even the oils that I bought, they were all for my kids. And now that you mentioned the other ones, it got me thinking, like, wait, I bought like five and none of them was for me. So it got me thinking, like I need to put
Right?
myself like there in my self-care and just actually get something for myself, because they will be okay,
Right.
but what about me? So I'm getting those.
I love that. It's so
You
hard for
got
us
me
to do as
thinking.
moms.
That's really good. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for being here, Ashley. I hope that a lot of people or moms listening to this, like they just start getting more curious about it and contacting you. And thank you so much.
Thank
I'll
you so
leave
much
all
for
the
having
links
me.
and everything so people can contact you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And thanks for all the things you're doing in the world to help promote healthy sleep. It's so important.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
doing good work.
Thank you.